All right, what's going on? Back again for our weekly golf preview this week. Hey, it's a major championship week, right? And the Open. Don't call it the British Open. Don't you dare call it the British Open, right? It's the Open at Royal Portrush this week being played. We'll do a little housekeeping. We'll do a little cleanup from last week first, and then we'll get into some of our talks and discussions for the upcoming weekend. Hey, this is the good thing. This is the official signal of the weekend. Whenever we do the golf stream, the weekend is basically already here. It's time. Green, what's going on?
Every day's a weekend when you love what you do. Never work a day in your life if you do what you love. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a day. Fish a man to eat, he works for a lifetime, or whatever the phrase is. I'm doing well. We're feeling good. I don't love the time difference, the time zones. I want to watch this. I'm excited for this event. I'm going to walk you through some of these holes and the layouts. This course is crazy. And I don't want to be up at 1:32, 3 a.m. watching it. I want to be asleep. So that's going to be a struggle, but we're going to make it work. And admittedly, I did not watch a ton last week just because of sort of the time issues. And we were really busy with my wife's father's birthday, and we had a lot going on. So I'll be more dialed in this week.
Well, and look, last week's a little bit more of a tune-up anyway. It's a tune-up to get your clock ready. I mean, look, hey, I'm a night owl anyway, so this tournament in particular is always a bit of a challenge for me because I'm generally already up when it's teeing on. And last week was a little different. This week it's like, hey, it's even earlier, so
yeah,
they're teeing off. It's hard to turn it off. A lot of times I'll just end up kind of turn it on, I watch it, and then you kind of doze in and out. Watch a little bit, keep it on the TV through the night, and it's one of the few times that I'll sleep with the TV on because then you just wake up and the golf is still going, right? So
I'm getting AT&T fiber tomorrow with no data cap. Xfinity has been playing, our provider currently has been playing some bad games, and we have how do you cap home internet? I can't even fathom why that's a thing, but it is. And we pay $65 a month for pretty slow internet with a data cap. And I looked, and you can get fiber for cheaper. So, maybe I'll be able to leave the TV on is what I'm saying, because I won't have to, worry about going over, because we got 2 TVs in the living room. It's somewhat of a contentious topic. My wife did not. She said, I don't want my living room to look like B-dubs. But when you do what I do, for a job.
Why not? First of all, why not?
Yeah,
that's exactly what I want my living room to look like.
Right. So she said the only way we can do that is if we splurge, of course, and get one of those frame TVs. So we got one of those frame ones that kind of looks like a picture, less than, not a TV. And then we got a regular TV mounted. And so oftentimes they'll have 2 things going at once, which I guess really kills the data when they're on all day long. So, okay, fine. We'll go all night. We'll turn it on. We'll sleep on the couch and we'll watch it. I'm in.
Well, there you have it. I will say, as we whenever we start to get into our recap of last week, Old Faithful never fails.
Xander?
The old Scotty Xander top 20 parlay once again, comfortably.
Yeah, where did Fleetwood end up?
Tommy let us down. Oh yeah, let us down. I knew it. I knew once we were, and look, fuck you, DraftKings, for forcing us to add that third wheel. I didn't want to do it. We were hesitant towards adding that third wheel. Yeah.
2 strokes away.
If you recall, I did mention, what if we did Harry Hall? But I'm not going to act like I was banging the drum for Harry Hall. I mean, look, obviously I was backing my guy. I had bets on him. He did a lot of heavy lifting on the DFS front, but Harry Hall would have got us there.
Yeah,
because after all, you're our Harry Hall.
Stop! That gets stuck in my head every time you do that. It gets stuck in my head. We need to give a shout out to Man of the Henchman because I believe he
Oh
typed
my
in
god, yeah.
Chris Gotterup
He did. He did.
last
Not
week.
only yeah, he did. He mentioned Goddard. I actually meant to screenshot that his mention of it. But
Yeah.
Man
So
of the
pretty
Henchman,
absurd.
he drove me to adding Chris Goddard into my DFS lineups. And look, all my I cashed every tournament I was in. So we were in the green.
Yeah. I think I had Gotterup. I think I only made like 2 or 3 lineups, but Gotterup was in each one of them. So that was great. I did live bet him as well with one of the boosts. I mean, there was no read. He was just up 4 strokes and looking good after round 2, and I was just like, I think he was still 9-1 or something, um, up to 4 strokes, and I was like, I don't see a ton of scoring here, so let's let it rip. I'm going to share this because I suppose if we want a double victory lap, if we want to go, I mean, Chris Gotterup was on here. Like, it's not cute. He was only on the mod. He only of the 10 trials, he only popped up twice. He was a last name who made the cut. But if we're gonna take a mild pat on the back, Chris Gotterup was on our selected list of guys who could perform well here. So we'll take that and we'll feel good. But I think we should spend more time talking about what we have this week. Are you good with that?
yeah, that's
And
fine.
you wore the green today. That's nice. That's I think it's fitting for not only golf but for my brand. So thank you for your
Yeah.
unintentional
Yeah,
support.
the old Larry Bird shirt, right? The hick from French Lick supporting our great state of Indiana.
There you go. Wonderful. So here we go. Royal Portrush. 7381 yards, par 71, links style, but an interesting links style it is in that a lot of links courses kind of go out and then come back. And so judging wind and conditions is a little bit more consistent. This one, we'll look at it. It's not so much go out, come back as it is move around left and right. The last time they played here was in 2019. So I put good luck on here just because the model is going to be somewhat inconsistent in the fact that we're not going to have a ton of data for this course specifically. It's also undergone some changes. So we can kind of look at it, get a feel for what it's going to demand, and then work backwards in that way. So this week, not that my model is ever, overwhelmingly accurate. This is another one of those weeks where I say, just be careful, and you're probably a better judge of skill sets than maybe the model is. So I wanted to show a few pictures from this course.
So maybe you're saying this is more of a Manalytics week over an analytics week.
Indeed, it is a total gut go this week. You hit it into the grandstands. Have fun with this drop zone. All right, this is one picture that I saw where not only do you get an out of bounds penalty stroke, you're going to have to drop it.
Oh no. I don't know if we're losing you on the new AT&T fiber. Green, are you there? Are you there, Green? Oh man. I think we may have lost Green with this great image of ferns here. Let's see. All right. Well, we will have Green Means Go joining back in shortly. He did say they were installing some new AT&T fiber, so maybe that could be playing in here. We could be getting we really don't know. We really don't know. But yeah, anyway, wanted to give another shout out again. Man of the Henchman throwing out Chris Goddard up last week. He did win. Yeah, here we go. Well, yeah, we're working through it. We're working through it. His internet was messing up. Uh, no problem. No problem. We'll move on. He will rejoin when he can once we get the internet back up and running. But yeah, let me see if I can pull up what we had for last week, because we did. I mean, our guy Harry Hall came through once again. Here we go. Good. I couldn't carry this too much longer, so thank God Green could get in here. I'm not not as good as a one-man show. I just can't. I can't do the heavy lifting like that. So,
Like I said, fiber tomorrow. We should never have to deal with that again. I hope. Oh yeah, it's very frustrating. So we should be good. Let me go back to where we were. I apologize, but we are seeking a cure. Okay. So as I was saying,
yeah,
this is the
I
drop.
was trying to break down the ferns here, and even the ferns went away too. So,
Oh, it all went away. Yeah. So this just is going to give you, this is going to set the stage for what I assume is going to be a very brutal week. And we're going to look through some of these holes and talk about them because I think that's almost better than the analytics that I can give you. But this, I think, just is the narrative of what we're going to see this week. And so if you're interested in this, and I enjoyed this video, it's like 11 minutes long. The Golf Digest did it every hole at this course, and they did a flyover and kind of talked about it. I've taken some screenshots to save you a little bit of time, but this is hole 2. And we see often what's called fairway bunkers, and they're usually off on the sides of the fairways to penalize people who miss the fairways. Here we have them in the fairways. So you get this wide part of the actual fairway filled with bunkers. This is where you can land it. And you can see where these hills and valleys are. And, everything's going to funnel down into this bunker. And it's just this over and over and over. Hole 3, you have an elevated green where if you miss on any side, you are likely going to roll off one way. And then, imagine you roll off down here. You're going to have a blind shot up in some, thick rough. Hole 4, again, on the right side. All of this is out of bounds. All of this is OB, hit a provisional. And if you're over here, you miss left, you're going to be in nearly unplayable, or you're going to be in a fairway bunker, or if you drive it far enough, you're going to be in a bunker in the middle of the fairway. And then that's the approach on hole 4, or the drive on hole 4. Then the approach, this is where you're coming in right here. So there are mounds at the front of the green that you're going to have to navigate around. Hole 5, while this is fairly wide open and looks beautiful, wind is going to be a massive thing coming in here off the coast. Hole 6, this is a par 3, and just this kind of gives a good picture of the entire course, where if you're not accurate, I mean, good luck. I mean, hitting out of this is going to be next to impossible. It's going to be a stroke penalty every time. You're going to have to just get yourself into a playable spot. Hole 7, this is a par 5. I don't know where you put this. I could pull it up and tell you how far this is. This is not more than 30 yards wide. I mean, this and it snakes like this. It's I haven't looked at what the final score prediction is or what you can take for total score, but I think we need to check it out. Again, hole 10, how narrow this green is, and how undulating it is and how it runs off. And then last hole I decided to take a picture of, but again, go check this video out if you want to see all of them. Hole 18. So this would be your view from the tee box, and the hole bends way over here to the right. And right here at the back of the fairway is all out of bounds. So you're driving it straight into and out of bounds. Like you hit it too far, it rolls out, you're going out of bounds. It's just this line. So you got to take it this way, and then you got to mess over here. It's just going to be entertaining for us. I think it's going to be nuts for these players. So I typed this half joking, but what
Good
stats
week
matter?
for fans of the course. People that root for the course, this is your
Right,
week.
right. I typed this tongue in cheek, and I hope. I've noticed online, I'm often sarcastic, I'm often dry humor, and people take a lot of what I say
They don't like it.
seriously.
They don't like it.
It's like weird, like especially TikTok. Like I'll post like I posted about the home run derby being rigged, and people were like, I'm like, I don't believe that. Like they're not gonna rig the home run derby. Like I don't believe that.
There
But
were
like
signals.
there were, you're right. So like I hate that I have to be specific here. But like obviously patience is not a stat. Creativity is not necessarily a stat. But driving accuracy, sure, but shot shape with the wind that's blowing, with how some of these, right? Like you're going to want a guy who can either fade it here. You're going to want certain guys who can draw. Like you have to be able to hit different shots in different ways. People who are patient. I mean, this is an anti-Bryson course. I think Bryson and Rory are going to struggle here because it's just going to be more demanding of the mind. Luck is also going to play a factor. If we go back and just kind of look through, just like you can't really judge for these hills. I mean, these fairways, landing them in this fairway. I mean, there's so many bumps and you hit one wrong and it rolls off into the rough, and you hit a foot off here, and it just there's going to be some luck involved with where your ball ends up after it lands. Also, wind, weather the storm, who can get a double bogey and then come back and not let it affect their round. So if we want to build a prototype, since our analytics are lacking because we do not have a ton of information, you want a creative shot shaper, someone who's level-headed and accurate, someone who can play with the weather, understands wind, and if it starts to rain and if greens are going to be softer, who can take advantage of that. And and someone who's lucky. Like you can't measure that. And again, this is a joke, but I think there's going to be a fair amount of just things that we cannot control or predict. So my model, take it for what it is. I tried my best. There's a lot of emphasis on accuracy. There's a lot of emphasis on difficult courses. There's a lot of emphasis on approach play and scrambling and bogey avoidance. And this is what it came up with. So I will say on the top, I don't like Colin. I don't like where he's at right now. I will not touch Colin, but I think a lot of his bumps were his approach play. Obviously, he's a good iron player, but his putting and driving, I just don't trust right now. Scotty, as you would expect, Fleetwood, as you may expect. And then, yeah, we can talk through this. We can go down the list and maybe talk about some options. But I guess my main message, if you don't take any advice, the rest of the video from myself, I'm going to say, if you're putting any money on this, do it with only the anticipation of having fun and it being entertaining, because I am not going to sit here and say that we can handicap this event. Last week, I think we did a good job, right? I said Denny McCarthy. What did I say, Zach? Denny McCarthy does not fit well here. Finally.
He was the one guy. Yeah, he didn't make the cut.
And you said, what, is he not going to make the cut? He's made 17. I said, I don't know.
We nailed everything else. Yeah. And by we, I mean me, but you nailed that one. So
you typically are more accurate in this, and which is funny because like I feel like I'm supposed to be bringing the information, and you always kind of talk me out.
No, but this is why it's good. It's the analytics and the analytics. So
right.
We kind of get both sides of the coin here. Before I get mad over some glaring omissions on this list so far, I wanted to get through a couple of the comments here. Give a shout out to Good Juju, who is wants everybody to get some good juju on their card this week. As Buzzy mentioned, which I was going to mention as well, is that something that we haven't brought up yet, but weather almost always plays a factor here in this event for this weekend. Tee times certainly matter. Groupings matter based on if you can avoid the rough stuff or not, if you get into some hairy weather situations, and especially with it being coastal, there's going to be some wind. There's going to be things can kind of spin up and spin back out from a rain misting perspective, and that could have an impact on guys' game based on you got to be able to kind of battle through the elements. You got to you did a great job laying out the course and what to expect from the from the course and shot shaping perspective, but then there's the elements generally play a very big impactful role here as well. So anyway, without further ado, where the hell is Xander on this list? What are we doing?
Yeah, I agree.
Come on.
I know. And what's funny is I actually quite like Xander this week.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, you already knew where I was going.
So let me
Like,
I
again, this
where is
guy
Xander?
is
Yeah.
priced. He's like, and like this is a guy I'm gonna have, obviously I'm gonna do my normal shtick with Xander. Throwing him in, the Xander Scotty tandem, the top 20 tandem, just the automatic free money, infinite money glitch with those two. But, if there was a time to do an outright and Xander look, I know it was a different track. Xander's won this event. He's won majors before, so you don't have to worry about that. Oh, can he close? Can he do all that? But this man is priced, I don't know, anywhere between 22, 25 to 1. You can get him. I'm going to be boosting that up probably a little bit using one of these, whatever, these $5 and $10 boosts that they let you have. Why not boost it up on Xander?
I agree.
He's just, I don't know why. I think that his price should be more in the 12 to 1, 15 to 1 range. If you want to go off of like percentage chances of him to win probability, but 22, 25 to 1, that's an auto bet for me.
Yeah. And I watch a guy by the name of, well, his YouTube is Rick Run Good, and he does a lot of golf data and analytics. And one thing he was talking about, and I'm trying to find it on here, is he's added some. He has a data website. Actually, that's where my model comes from. Truthfully, and he adds. I'm just going to show this to you if I can. He's added a shot shaping, statistical whatever, and so let me add it real quick so you can see. And he was talking about the fact that's from last week, so we're not talking about that. But we'll put it on this page. He was talking about the importance of shot shaping and how the ability that guys are going to need to have the ability to hit multiple different shots. So this is Xander's shot shaping percentages for his 369 total drives this year. And you can see that he can hit, or he chooses to hit, all types of drives. And so he is set up well here because this course is going to demand you to hit multiple types of drives and be comfortable hitting multiple types of drives, just depending on how the wind is blowing and how the course is shaping. So and I just want to show you, like, because this is not useful information without a comparison. This is Scotty. And so Scotty is one of the best drivers of the golf ball. We know that, but he hits fades as 66% of the time. And so if Scotty is in a position where he has to hit a draw, is he comfortable hitting one? He certainly doesn't hit as many as Xander does. So all of that to say, Xander is one of few guys on tour who can get you one who can do both, as the kids used to say. He can do just that. So yeah, Why is Xander not on here? I don't. I mean, his putting has been awful. Is the best way I can say it. So that could be a lot of it. I do think you're going to have to make some putts here, but yeah, I'm all for Xander, even though he's not on here. So I'll just.
I feel like we've omitted maybe are the live guys omitted or maybe not. I don't know.
No. We got a John Rahm on here.
Because I'll tell you, you already know who else I'm getting involved with.
We got a Tyrrell Hatton.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hatton's in the mix.
Joaquin Neiman is down below. I always do that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me. I just.
That's fine.
Who?
I'm off
you
of
like?
Neiman until further notice. He can't play well on Sunday until he can prove that he can show up on Sundays and not just be a 3-day. He's out.
What live guy do you like? Oh, Patrick. No, Patrick Reed. Patrick Reed. Is it Patrick Reed?
Captain America.
Oh, heavens. Here we go.
Patrick
right.
Reed. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, look, what you described, what you need in this course. Tell me where he doesn't fit the bill.
Sure. Let's
you
start.
Know he's in my DFS. I mean, his price is like ridiculous.
Let me do this. I'm gonna give you my Manalytics. I'm gonna give you my stream of conscience. Just go down the list. Always like Scotty. I think Henley looks like he could play well here. I feel good about him. Lowry.
Henley's a guy that's been on my radar for this because again, he's like priced like a guy who's not a top 10 golfer, and I think he kind of is a top 10 golfer. So I know that's not the most sophisticated way of breaking it down, but
Lowry won here in 2019, the last time they were here. I believe he set the course record as well in one of the rounds. I'm still nervous about his horrible showing at that difficult course. However many weeks ago, where he was like plus 14 or just something absolutely unheard of. I'm going to shake that off and say that was just a bad week, and this is a home field game for Lowry. So I'm fine with Lowry this week. I think Harris English, while I wouldn't take him outright, I have a feeling that his price on DFS is going to be value. I think for as well as he's been playing, I'm fine with that. Sepp looked good last week, but I don't care too much about him. Honestly,
you don't like Sepp Straka here.
I don't like Sepp Straka here. No. I think I'm not a live guy. I'm anti-live. I've said it. You're never going to find me picking a live guy, but I think Rahm could play well here.
Live.
Yeah, live and let live. Today, I'm okay with Rahm. And then outside of that, maybe a little JT, which is crazy also.
I was going to say, here's my problem with JT is that my man likes to spray the driver around a little bit, and this is not the place.
You're right.
This is not the place
to
be spraying the driver.
Thank you for keeping me honest. Yeah. But now that I've erased it, he's going to be like top 5 on Sunday.
Sure. For sure. Yeah, for sure. I know we need Tapper Cash in here capping for his guy JT.
Yeah. So anybody on this list that I did not mention or you want to double down on, and then we'll talk about guys that we don't see.
No, I mean, Sepp is a guy that I'm not like, going to bang the drum for him, but it wouldn't shock me to see Sepp Straka play well here. Like he kind of has the right profile. A lot of guys Bobby Mack, any thoughts there?
He looked horrible last week, did he not?
I'm
pretty sure.
I guess I'm out on him. I'm not like a big Bobby Mack guy. I know a lot of people liked him for the Scottish. You mentioned Hatton, but we didn't mark him off with the marker.
Oh, I think I mentioned him because you want him. I'll mark him. I was just mentioning.
Trying to go back and see who I have. I do have him in my first run through of DFS.
Okay.
Man, Ben Griffin, the irrepressible Ben Griffin. The guy's just, unstoppable.
Yeah. Outside of guys not mentioned, Listen, you've converted me. I might be a Harry Hall guy.
How can you not be?
The hat, I'll forgive the hat.
Yeah.
You know, judge no man by his headgear is kind of where I'm going. Because the consistency, the focus that he's like he's coming to play every week, and something's working. So, Harry Hall, I'm all in.
Because after all, you're my Harry Hall.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yep.
you're gonna get a par and save me. So a couple, Patrick, welcome in. What's going on, Rose? Buzzy likes Hogard, one of the Hogard twins. I know they're not twins, but
Nikolai?
yeah.
Yeah, Nikolai Hogard. Okay, yeah, top 20. What's that number, Buzzy?
Let's see. Let's give a quick peek.
As a side note, I
Ooh,
do not like the contest this week for DFS on
oh man.
DraftKings. They're
I
not.
you can't make it. Like, here's the problem with these majors is that it's like impossible to make a bad lineup, like at least on paper going in. You can, I mean, you can almost cobble together anything you want because the field is so loaded. It's just kind of fun. It's hard to make decisions on who you want because you can almost fit nearly anyone into your budget. Especially if you're like me and you just avoid Scotty. I mean, 14-2 is a little rich for my blood on Scotty, but I mean, like, I feel pretty good about the guys I have here. Now, let me throw a little bit of a curveball and see what your thoughts are.
I'm ready.
How do we feel about Cam Smith?
Like in general, or like
I mean,
tomorrow?
just for this event only. I don't really care about anything else in general, but now look, not great showings at the other majors, right?
Yeah, I mean,
67th at the US Open, 115th at the PGA,
and 67th at
67th
the
at the Masters.
Yeah.
Not great.
Horrible.
Not,
Right.
But
I'll humor you. Let me
he's
dive in.
6,800 on.
He's cheap.
He's wildly cheap, but
okay. Well, let's look.
Would it be the most? I don't know. I guess it would be mildly surprising
His
given
putting
his
has
recent
been
performance, but
his putting has been fantastic. I mean, no, you can't debate his putting. His approach play has been inconsistent. Off the tee, pretty inconsistent. Around the green's been pretty good. Tee degree's been very average. So great putting. He's struggling off the tee. Let's see how much of that is accuracy versus distance. Eesh. Oof.
yeah, we don't need to hitch our wagon to him. He needed to be mentioned as somebody who's won this event.
Okay.
Again, not always the same because it's on different track, but as somebody who's won this event and we've seen him ball out before at many majors. I don't know. Maybe he got his big live bag and maybe he's he's more into his farm, tending to his farms than dialing in his golf game. But
I think there's some other options.
There's definitely plenty of options because here's the problem I found myself with is even when I threw him in there at 6,800, I have a surplus of money left over in my budget. Which, look, don't be scared about that. Don't care about leaving. If you leave money on the table, like, that's completely fine.
Yeah.
My lineup last week, I think I had like $700 or $800 that I left, and
you won.
Yeah, I finished like second in a couple of like 100-person contests.
Wow. Yeah, I
got her up 6,900. Just won last week.
Look at Harry Hall and Harris English down there, 64. Both of them.
That's what I mean. Like,
We're getting Scotty and Xander in a lineup together.
So yeah, don't feel like you got to spend every penny. That's the key, I guess, advice I have for if you're doing DFS stuff this week is don't feel obligated to spend every penny because you don't need to. Like leave some money on the table because you can go down deep and find some guys that
Holy cow. I mean, this is nuts.
yeah. Like I'm gonna be leaving 4 figures on the table this week. Like over $1,000 on the table.
What about Sam?
Oh no. Did we get fibered again? We might have gotten fibered again, Green. Oh boy. Yeah, no worries. Hey, we'll keep things rolling. Keep things rolling. Would love if anybody has any questions, comments, guys that you want us to check into or discuss, feel free to fire those into the comments. Thanks for everybody who has stopped by so far. Some of the guys that I'm really keen to. Oh, now I can get Rom in there. Okay, I think I like this. So far, I mean, I'm looking at Burns, Harry Hall, Terrell Hatton, John Rahm, Patrick Reed, and Xander Schauffele. I mean, that I don't know. I don't know who lets me down in that bunch. Wouldn't mind if you don't trust Harry Hall if you hate the hat, like Green generally tends to do. He's not a big Harry Hall hat guy, but you could grab Harris English. You can grab. Oh, I need to ask him about Louis Oosthuizen. That's somebody that I think is maybe interesting here. 45th, second, but it's just kind of hard. It's hard to know what to think with some of these live guys and he hasn't even really been playing in any of the other majors either. He's just been straight live. 45th last week at Andalusia. In Dallas, he finished second. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not rushing to get Louis involved. Did you like Rasmus Højgaard or Nikolai? He liked the other one, the other Højgaard. All right.
I mean, this is embarrassing. I mean, this is abysmal. What are we doing? We're
fibering. We're fibering.
Good night. Well, I made this lineup. Maybe it's a sign.
I know. I'm like, Jesus, I feel like you just stole my lineup out from under me. But it's fine. I read my lineup off live. Did a live read. Very similar.
Send the photo. Let's get the side by side.
Oh yeah.
The visual people at home need that.
Let me get this going. And it's funny, as I sat here talking about leaving money on the table, after I kind of retooled a couple things and I made some adjustments, I now find myself with only $100 left over. So, but like I said, I'll have another bit of a long shot lineup. God, we almost have the exact same thing.
Where are you sending this?
Won't be using Spieth. I'm gonna be I'll send it to your DM, so it's just easy to pull up. God, I love this lineup.
You can build so much, man.
Oh my God, I know. That's the thing. That's what's kind of tough is that you end up kind of just. It's like a playground. You can put together any combination you want. So, but ultimately, I think you got to have the winner. Here we go. Yeah, love this. Love it. And as I was saying, that lineup, Patrick, is the lineup that Green is using for his primary DFS lineup here. Here's mine, which you'll see a lot of similarities. A couple guys that I've converted and welcomed. green into the fan club for my guy Harry and Xander, namely. We're still working. We're still working on Patrick Reed. I don't know if we'll get him there or not, but
No, that ship has sailed. Reed, no. No. But you have fun. You have fun. But I like how about this? I'll give you this. The price is solid. 7,100. I'm fine with the price for that. Yeah.
my man shows up for majors.
Yeah. A guy I want to point out, Marco Pinge. Marco Pinge.
Top 20s we're dealing with.
Now he plays on the DP World Tour. So limited data, limited sample. But last week he finished second. Here are some of his finishes from the DP World Tour: 11, 21, 25, 28, first, 26. Maybe a guy you want to keep your eye on. $6,000, pretty cheap. Again, had success last week. So, I made a lineup that I made another lineup. We'll just say that here. I'll put it on here because it needs to be discussed. But he's a guy that, if you're looking for recent form and things of that nature, may be a worthwhile glance. So yeah, I'm kind of cheating here. I'm gonna give you another lineup. Once it loads in, fiber,
Oh yeah, love it when there's a no picture guy, when it's a flag guy, especially when it's a home game for him.
Yeah. So I mean, look at this lineup: Scotty, Xander, the guy who got second last week, Henley, who we've been gassing up, Harry Hall, why not? And then Echeverria, who I believe was mid-20s last week and has been playing pretty well. I mean, the world is your oyster this week with lineups. That's why I wish there was a good contest. There's not like a friendly.
And I'll say get in now, because I ran it. I generally, I make my lineup and then I far too often find myself like late on Wednesday night trying to like enter my lineup into all these different contests, and a lot of them are filled, and it's a little bit more slim pickings, but you can get in generally on the domestic events. But last week I found myself, I mean, you want to talk about slim pickings. If you wait till late tonight to start entering, it's a limited supply of available event. And look, my lineup did exceptional last week, to put it mildly, but I undoubtedly left some money on the table because there just weren't as many available contests.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I even did the jukebox. I finished in like the high cash in the jukebox contest.
Is that the quarter one?
Yeah, the 25 cent. I finished with like $4 off of a quarter.
Hey, there you go.
Which,
I
like,
can't even
look,
find
like,
the jukebox on here.
But I'm just saying, like, that was how good the lineup was. Anything else that I entered with real money did pretty well as well. It's just that's when it's like, because I do a lot of double ups, right? Because I like to diversify the portfolio, and I was finishing like top 5 in the double up contest. It's like, damn it, wish I would have been in it. But hey, look, it's part of the process. There'll be other times that I'm just barely above the cut. Barely make the cut on the double up. So that's that's why we still do it.
Yeah, I'm a GPP guy. I can't shake it.
Burns.
Yeah, I might run a couple of these $5 big tournaments and see what can happen. Drive the Green tournament. Yeah.
So my special, right? My every week free money glitch, infinite money glitch special. Scotty and Xander both to top 20, including ties. Always do. I always do the including ties. You don't have to, but Plus 150.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. If you want, I wish we had this option last week instead of fucking Tommy Fleetwood. Loser.
You're fired up today. You've let some go. You've let a couple of
look,
F goes.
Yeah, Well, look, like I said, it's the weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
Once we do our golf stream, the weekend is here.
Yeah. I mean, usually you keep it pretty tight knit, but you're going. I mean, you're letting them. You're zinging them
Well, I'm
out.
pretty mad at Fleetwood. I'm pretty mad at
Okay.
Tommy F. Fleetwood. He let us down, but I would have loved to have done John Rahm instead. So if we did Xander, Scotty, Rahm,
Yeah.
top 20, plus 282, and we could have boosted that too.
Yeah. Which they do have that back again.
Yeah, sorry. I guess I should keep it more of a family show, but
no. I mean, you're not hurting my feelings. It's a little unlike you. That's all. Do we run back another one before we go? Because I do have to. To go.
What,
Pretty
another
soon.
lineup? Another lineup?
Another DraftKings has that top finish parlay again.
Oh, do they? Well, then yeah.
Yeah.
That's the move. Scotty, Xander, Rahm. That's it.
Scotty, Xander, and Rahm. That's what you want?
Yeah. I mean,
You don't want to have a little fun?
No, because two of those guys are my auto bet anyway.
Okay. All right.
And now we're just, we're throwing Rahm into the mix. If you want something fun, let me see what the price is on Bryson to miss the cut. If you want a fun bet. Let's see. Bryson DeChambeau missed the cut plus 230.
I don't hate that.
If you want to go, maybe a little less risque, JT to miss the cut plus 155.
No. I think JT's going to be good here.
Plus 155 if you like JT to miss the cut.
Okay. The last thing I'll add is, listen, I'm going to.
Also, real quick, I know I dunk on him. I've been shitting on him constantly, week in and week out. Wyndham Clark, lo and behold, finally showed up for an event. So congrats to him. He didn't break his driver. He didn't have a temper tantrum. He didn't break his locker. He didn't do anything. He kept his emotions in check. And, by God, he finally decided to show up and play well for once. So. Good.
Yeah.
Good on you, Wyndham.
Yeah, and we had him, believe it or not. So we'll take that.
Well, we didn't. You had him. Yeah.
The last thing I want to add, and I'm going to leak an edge here.
How dare you? How dare you? Do I need to end the stream?
Because I think it's the right thing to do, and it's and it was a common misconception last time DraftKings did this. So DraftKings is doing this again. Okay, this king of the course. All right, king of the diamond. King. They've done these before. You bet a player to win, and you get to split free bets with everybody who has the same player that you have if you're the winner, and the winner is the player who has the most birdies in the third and fourth round. So let's say you pick Scotty Scheffler to win. He has the most birdies in the third and fourth round. And you're the only person who picks Scotty, you get $1 million in bonus bets. It's not going to happen, but that's the premise of the promotion. Last time this was a thing, I picked Hideki, and
against my better judgment.
And I noticed that this promotion was still live after the cut. Now Hideki missed the cut, so I didn't even get a chance at being in this. I would say that most people are doing this pre-flop. They're betting this today. They're locking in somebody to win because that's what the common sense tells you. But this promotion can be locked in after, I believe it's the 19th. Like it locks the morning of the 19th. So if I was you, and here's the edge that I'm leaking to the however many, if you come by and watch the show, if you support the show, I want to give you something. Don't bet that promotion, King of the Course, until you know if your guy's going to make the cut. Look at the leaderboard and say, who do I like to win, or who's playing well, or who's making putt. Like, make your bet when 50% of the field is already eliminated. That's going to give you a massive advantage. So Don't do king of the course immediately. You have until after the second round to lock in a bet. Do it then. And then I can't give you a guy to take, but it makes no sense to do it now unless you just really like a guy at a certain number.
Well, yeah, and check the weather. Make sure that you pay attention to the weather. Who's teeing off when, what the weather, and look, like I'm not saying to base your whole strategy on the weather forecast, because even the forecast itself can be difficult to predict, especially in a coastal track like this. But another thing I failed to mention earlier, which not that I need more reasons to like Xander, but my guy knows how to play coastal tracks. That's his being a San Diego guy, he knows he knows his way around the winds of the beaches, right? So just another reason, another notch in the belt for my guy Xander Schauffele. But yeah, I don't know. Monza's asking about JT or Spieth. Yeah, you like Spieth. You didn't mention anything. What do you like about him?
What do I like about him?
Make the case.
Right now, I just closed all my tabs.
I can't believe how high Daniel Berger is.
I just think he's in decent form. I think he had a time where he, I would have been a full fade of Spieth. But I think, hold on, let me pull this up. Sorry.
The other thing I'll say that you can do, maybe if you want to do the round matchups, some head-to-head round matchups, is check the weather on those too. You might be able to find a guy that has more favorable conditions that he's playing in. And look, weather might not be a fact, but it's rare. It's rare that weather doesn't factor in some way, shape, or form in this event. But hey, look, grab a guy that maybe, hey, he's got clear skies. The other guy, it looks a little hairy. Not Harry Hall, of course, but the weather might be a little more prickly. Go take a shot on some head-to-heads.
Yeah. Spieth, before his withdrawal at the Travelers, 23rd, 7th, 36, gaining strokes in almost every category. A little bit off with the putter in 2 of those 3, but still finished top 20. His approach play this year, going back to April, has been gaining strokes to the field minus the truest. I think if there's any time to get on Spieth, it's now that he's kind of coming into form. His game is improving. It's rebounding. Again, I don't think I'm going to touch Spieth in any outrights or anything like that. But at 7,700 on DraftKings DFS, I think it's an okay play. That's all. All right. Well, I got to go. I too have I don't really have an interview. Oh boy.
Oh, look at this. Look at Caleb. Caleb coming in. This is what I was saying. Maybe a little Usti.
Now there's history.
Oh,
here.
I said this when you went when you got fibered. I was talking about Usti a little bit.
Yeah, this is lore. Me and Caleb, we go back to the 6th grade. Let me tell you. Caleb and I became friends. Our lockers were next to each other, and I came in with the Dwayne Wade jersey on in 6th grade, and that was like, he's a big Heat guy, and that D Wade was one of his favorite players, and it was like it was a bond at that moment. And we're kind of sports betting nemesis as friends. He's always, oh, I can't win a bet, and then he'll send me a ticket winning just a crazy parlay. Just we kind of have this unspoken feud of we like to compete and we like to both win, but there's some lore here with Ustays, and I can't remember the story exactly, but he bet him at like a ridiculous number, and I was like, that's the stupidest bet. And this was years ago. That's the stupidest bet I've ever seen. And he either went on to win the event or was top 5 and was close. And like every time it's just been this inside joke that if Oosthuizen's in the field, he's betting him. no matter
Look,
what.
when Usti's game is on, like, I love watching this guy play because, like, you're not gonna find a more smooth swing than,
Yeah,
Louis Usti. I mean, it's just man, I could watch
yeah.
his like I said, when he's dialed in, I love watching that guy.
So throw him in a DFS, but I'm not taking him out. Caleb's already
Incredibly
got him on
cheap.
the outright. I got it
Incredibly cheap.
pinned on my page. Caleb bet this early this week, and I quoted. I said, "If who stays and win, I'll get a tattoo." I mean, that's how unlikely it is that who stays and wins. So, yeah, that's a little inside joke there. But okay. We talked about Rom. Yes, Adam, I actually like Rom, and I hate Rom. This week, I feel good about Rom, and I don't like Rom. He's in my DFS lineup. We got him right here, John Rom. He's in Zach's lineup, John Rom. We're all over Rom this week. You can't go Rom with Rom. That's what we'll say.
Yeah, Rom's a good shout. It's hard to see him not showing up, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that he would have a meltdown. But again, like, hey, things can be a little unpredictable. It's a tough track. It's a tough weather. So tread lightly with whatever you're getting into this weekend. But
yeah, Manalytics.
Have fun. It's a great DFS week, like I said, because you can throw together any combination of anything you want. Man, oh man, I can't find a hole. I don't find any holes in my lineup. There's not anybody that I'm like, oh man, he might not show up. You know, who's gonna mess me up here?
Yep. You're good. You're living large. Emphasis on the live. I mean, 50%.
Hey, live and let live. That's what I always say.
All right, knock this off.
X gonna give it to you.
Hit the X. Hit the X. Quit the stream.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. We'll see you guys at tea time tonight, about 1:30 a.m. Eastern.